Be calling me Ren all the time. Like, I don't even like talking to them though. That's different. You know, family trying to be cutting deep on shit.
Yeah.
Make you not want to talk to motherfuckers, but no, I don't really care what people call me. I got Ren, Rocco, Casimir, fucking Cash. People call me all types of weird shit.
Yeah, I guess that's it. The only time I'm gonna speak to the fucking audience right here is I'm with my friend. You just heard him, Casimir Ren. You may know him as Rocco Sterling or Casimir too, or you may know him as
The dude who put
you may know
my shit's kind of funny though,
you may,
nowadays.
you may know him from the rap group Flavor.
Oh yeah,
You may know him from you may
Please,
just
I
you may just know him from shit, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. You just might know who I am. I be all over the place for real. Made a lot of mistakes back in the day. Was a hardcore drug addict. You already know the vibes.
Yeah.
So we're past that though. We've been past that some years.
We are past that. I feel like
On to some bigger and better things.
we're
Treating
doing
people right.
bits now, but I think the craziest thing is like how the fuck we got here, bro.
Jack, I gotta call you back.
Okay.
All right.
Craziest thing to me is how the fuck we got here. Like, what's your kind of fucking that whole us getting together was kind of crazy. I think I shot you a DM or something.
Yeah. So what was really crazy about that is, well, I always felt like really like outcasted at EGR, East Grand Rapids, because like I
Our
was
high school
obviously
in our town.
I was obviously poor as fuck, and you know we had
Pretty middle class, upper class school.
Yeah. You know, I mean, and I had school of choice or whatever, so I obviously didn't live around these people or have a home anywhere near the same type of quality, you know. We're talking,
Adams.
Holes in the walls where the dishwasher and the fridge are supposed to be. You know, instead of carpet on the ground, it's wood with nails sticking out of the ground for, years at a time.
Old ass linoleum and shit.
Yeah, because, we didn't have the fucking money to fix that shit. Like, you know what I mean? But it is what it is.
But when I sent you that DM, I was a fucking sophomore at that school.
Yeah, and I had just graduated, and it was like almost right after I'd gotten raided by the Kent County Narcotics team.
Which is a whole nother...
A whole fucking crazy
what you were going
backstory.
through before I even knew you was fucking ridiculous.
Dude, craziest shit ever. Like, and that was when I really first started getting into music, which is wild.
I knew you had done music because you had the fucking vape fucking Instagram page. And
R.S. Vapor.
You do fucking... you do Sunday freestyles, bro. And I heard one, but I knew you were doing music because I saw a couple of your songs. But I honestly, bro, like I remember that we thought the songs were kind of like funny, and I actually have no idea why I had hit you up, but I did, and it was like the craziest fucking shit ever. I had no idea where you were located at.
I remember you guys being like some kids who really just kind of wanted to smoke some weed and get fucked up. But, like, didn't realize what you had at all.
Yeah, because
like, somebody who came from, like, fucking goddamn no talent, no nothing, fat kid, fucking, just like, what the fuck am I doing type vibes.
Because you heard the first fucking mixtape, which was rough as fuck, bro, and saw something.
Yeah, there's
I don't know what the fuck. What even...
There's a couple of word choices that needed to be pulled.
Dude, what
Cookies.
Dude, what track? Yeah, could that
Cookies was the one that did it for me. It was one of those.
Even that, bro, is like...
So, yeah.
If you look back on songs you made when you were 14, it's like, that's rough.
Dude,
I don't know.
that shit was fucking hot, steamy piece of shit. But
it's a fucking garage band song and shit.
Yeah,
bro.
but I felt like I heard your guys' stuff and was like that's natural talent. Like, you like when you hear something or you see something, and you're like...
And I don't know if we felt
they're born
if we
with
did.
that shit.
I think we were trying to,
I felt like your whole
talent.
lives had been culminating for this fucking very moment, and that could have been like me, like in my fucking coked out, addled brain. Like, who the fuck knows, dude? So popped all the time back then. Like, I don't know. For me though, shit felt like fate. You know what I mean? Back then, that I had just gotten raided, quit selling drugs, and needed something to like, I guess care about. Like, I don't know. When you're like a full-fledged fucking drug addict, I feel like the whole like having something to care about is like tremendous, you know. So you end up putting like all your effort into this shit, and
But there were
it like
still
saves you at the time though, and it gets you like to the next phase, like a betterment for yourself.
there was still fucking like shades of some dark ass shit going on at the time
No,
that
yeah,
you were
for
trying
sure.
to shield us from.
Yeah,
It
so
felt
no, that
like.
was, I don't know. I feel like that was kind of like where the start of my morals began, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
You know, because I'd spent so many years like, I mean, not that many years, you know, 3-4 years outside of high school, like not giving a fuck anymore, like just tired of the way I'd been, you know, the cards I'd been dealt.
Because no, experiencing the fucking shit that we went through in the beginning, as a child, like my, because that's what I was. The fucking reference point for what was going on and what we experienced to me seemed so much more magical and kind of mythical in a sense because I was able to naturally suspend my disbelief on so much shit. But now that so much time has passed and now that I'm older than you were at that time, like my question is like, what 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 were like those moments for you in maybe say Fuller or that kind of 2 year period when we were still kind of coming up of like I don't know. What did it feel like for you? What was your reference point for that shit?
Dude, honestly, with all the emotional baggage and family trauma I had been dealing with, like, you know, all the bullshit with my dad and everything,
Mm.
bro, him being a piece of shit or whatever, there were so many things I had never even said to myself
Mm.
that had, like, really, like emotional healing is that's where that began, was at Fuller for me.
Yeah.
Like, the emotional healing journey is still going on to this day, but, like, compared to, like, who I was then and now, it's, like, it is fucking night and day, like, to the 10th possible extreme. Like, dude,
Because
like, it's fucking, it doesn't even, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I was not a functioning person. I was not a, you know what I mean? I couldn't do nothing for myself, bro. I couldn't be reliable. I couldn't, you know what I mean? And now I manage 7 stores, run a whole fucking cannabis shit on the side.
Yeah.
And, dude, probably work 80 hours a week like it's nothing. You know what I mean?
And I mean, because for me too, at that time was like it was a bunch of dudes getting fucked up. It was a lot of times where it felt like just like say 3, 4, 5, whoever was there. It was either you, me, Micah, and whoever came with was there having a good ass time, like good ass friends. But also there were times of that just seemed like we'd have moments where it was like where we'd get outside of ourselves and be like, yo, this is crazy. What's going on? What led us here? Or we'd be talking about moments that just I don't know. It seems like we had so many profound moments.
No, definitely. I felt like things felt like they were written in the stars for sure.
And also, it felt
even to like a sober-minded person, it was kind of weird. Like we would explain this shit to people, and they'd be like, "What?"
Yeah,
and it's probably really just some small town shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like we went to the same fucking school. Like everybody was family friends.
We're like, yo, I lived on the same block for a couple years. Right. Where you, but
the one thing that had gotten me was like, that got me rated was the same took that made him like, you know, the same night old girl had killed herself, which was really detrimental. And like I remember that being like pretty profound at the time, like the connections that it took.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And then we were just making music together and trying to be better.
That was a moment, and I think you definitely shared that individually too.
And for me, I was like, okay, hanging out with some younger guys for once because like I felt like everybody I knew was such a grimy piece of shit. Like, I finally
Especially
saw some
in that
like
circle of like selling drugs. at
yeah,
the
no,
time.
and we were, everybody was really addicted to drugs and in
Yeah.
some type of vicious cycle. I'm sure by the time we were 18, 19,
Yeah.
you know,
Because you were how old in 2017? 18.
you
Time
know,
be like 20, 21.
2018, I would have been 20, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
But that was when I moved to Cali.
Yeah.
2018.
Because also there was times too where it was like dead ass like you were instilling the work ethic in us and trying to make us better
Oh,
artists
yeah,
too.
'cause-
So it's on top of everything we were going through. There was also that shit. That I feel like the moments we had of profoundness of mythicalism that brought us that we'd have those moments that were crazy. What kind of stood out to me and why I still fuck with you to this day is that like you were really above all just trying to give us space and trying to, as flawed as the fucking space was, trying to make us see our potential and trying to, we all had a limited mindset. I think you went into it limited as fuck too, but we just kind of went
No,
with
definitely.
you.
I had like all crazy expectations for making music. I was fucking bonkers, dude.
And really none of us fucking knew anything.
No, nothing, bro.
So,
but like,
but that was important. That was really important to me.
I felt
you
like
know?
that's like what separated us though, was like, yeah, it was all some faith shit,
Yeah.
but like we put in the work. Like we built the studio, like every crib I had, we built the studio in there immediately. That was the first thing we did.
fucking had so
Every
many
day,
sessions.
bro. And we did this shit for like 4 or 5 years before I left.
I know, and it was like we would be
Because
in
it was
there,
2015 to when I left, like late 2018, like
Yeah.
December
But you were-
2018 is when I left.
You were instilling us to work even when we were on bullshit. It was like, yo, I'm coming over.
Well, so I'm chasing this high because I'm not getting high no more. I'm trying not to get high no more. To me, like music was also kind of like a high and like finding myself, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
But you had fucking like it was even in those times where we were fucking up. It's like, yo, I'm coming over, and it's like, yo, bro, record something, work on this, because like when I think about most of the time that I was with you, it's like, yeah, you'd house me to like we'd come and just smoke and chill, but most of the time. And we'd smoke almost every time. That's not the point. But
yeah,
but it would
definitely.
be like most of the time, it was like we're here to fucking work on something, and I'm.
I feel like we made some pretty incredible shit too for our age back then. Like,
yeah, it was different, bro, and
it
I'm just glad that someone was there to,
So see, for me,
it was
I
someone
wish-
who was there to help us to be our best, and you kind of just didn't really want anything from us. I mean, maybe you wanted to,
I wanted my own music to be better.
yeah, and
I
you
wanted to find
wanted us
myself
all to
more.
be successful. Like,
Wanted to learn
if
from
you
you
got
guys.
famous first, we would have piggybacked off you the same way you probably would have done it to us.
No,
I
definitely.
I think that's
so.
the only thing that you wanted, but that's not like we would have done the same thing. And I didn't get.
I mean, I
of
felt like
those.
we were like riding on a hope back then was pretty easy for all of us.
It was so much hope.
And it was like the only people we
really.
really cared about then too was each other.
I
Like, 'cause,
know.
every day, bro. Like I'd wake up, getting calls from you guys. If you weren't at school, you were sliding to my shit. And half the days you were at school, you're coming to my shit on lunch just to kick it. Like
And the times where I would skip school, it was like I'd be like, bro, you gotta come through. You gotta come get me, because I don't know what like I'm about to literally go do some shit. Like and you're like, bro, let me pick you up. I gotta go do some. You'll just run these errands with me, and we'll just face this.
go hit some plays
Yeah.
out like Grand Valley or some shit.
No, real shit though. It was crazy to be a 17-year-old. I remember I skipped school one time, and you picked me up, and I don't want to say his name. You know who I'm talking about. Let's call him like Lucas. You picked me up in you and Lucas's Beamer and shit. And
Bro, we shouldn't even give him that much credit.
yeah, it wasn't. But
Loser.
he is a loser. And we could talk about that. But I fucking
No,
we went on this fucking play, that you were going to. It was, I don't know where the fuck we went. I was supposed to be in fucking Latin class or something.
We went all the way out to Grand Valley.
Something
dude.
fucking absolutely stupid. But we went all the way out to Granville or something, couple miles away, 20-minute drive. And we got to this place, and you're just like, yo, you're just going to smoke. We're going to smoke with them. I'm going to do this play.
Oh, Stu. We went to see Stu and Brad.
No. But we were at this spot,
and we went around that campfire.
No. It was, we went to this crazy spot, and there were these dudes, and I was like, yo, who we got? And you're like, yo, don't say shit, because these dudes fucking kill people. and like, I went in, I'm like, all right, what's good with you, bro? How you doing? Yo, this is my boy Jack. He makes music. But they're like, yo, bro, if I catch that one dude out here, like, I swear to God, I'm going to catch another body. And you're like, true.
So that was not Grand Valley, wherever we went. I'll tell you that right now.
We fucking got out of there, and you were like, yeah, I didn't know you were going to skip school, but I got you. But, yeah, that was a little crazy. And I remember being like, nah, bro, it's straight. But years later, I'm like, it was straight. But I was like, that's crazy. That's
well, you
crazy.
know me, bro. I read any room down to its last fucking period. I mean, bro, ain't nothing getting by me, bro.
No, and I don't think anything was going to happen. It's just like being in those environments, and you know all about that. I'm sure you've been in plenty of fucking...
Oh, no, I run those environments, though. That's the difference.
Is there any environment that you've been in that, like, almost fucking got out of your control? Like you're in a fucking spot, you're talking to some people, you're doing whatever you got to do, you're making money or whatever, and the room...
Every trap I ever ran, pretty much. Sigsbee especially got crazy.
Or you pull up to another trap or something, you pull up to another spot, and you're there, and shit's like, you're like, yo...
The shit with the Alley Lions shit got way out of hand.
Or it's like you're in
I could explain that whole story here, dude. Rest in peace, my man Jordan, bro.
You're running through, like, a room or something, and you're like, yo, everyone in this room, like, might, like, just turn on me. Like,
oh, like that.
Yeah, you ever been?
Yes.
I'm in this room, and, like,
Yes.
shit might go very south for me, and I'm completely in a box right now. I'm in a corner.
So when Christian, before he got the murder case, he was hanging out with these dudes, and I was pretty... We hung out together a lot. Like, I was at his crib with these dudes a lot, too. And this is what, like... Nobody ever understood.
Yo,
the
real shit,
OTG
though. I'm gonna have
shit
to. I'm gonna have to fucking like, take out real names.
Definitely.
So probably don't say real name as much. Like, we know who we're talking about.
So when bro got the murder case, he was fucking with these real shooters from Chicago who had just moved to Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
And they were called OTG, like OTG the gang or whatever the fuck. I don't know. I was on so many drugs back then. I barely remember. I just know we was riding with that shit, type shit. And me and Deontay didn't really care. Me and Jonathan, whoever the fuck, we didn't, like, really care. Like, we didn't take that shit serious because we were just trappers. Like, we would just hang out. You know what I mean? They brought money. They had straps. We could hit licks with them, do whatever. You know, get high, whatever.
As per the times in those days.
And so we didn't really think too deep about that gang shit because that was never really, like, that deep here, I felt like, at least for GR, bro. Like, I know the Bemis boys and all of them would have their shit popping, but, like, you know what I mean? You didn't really hear about people getting killed like that all the time when I was coming up. Like, that didn't start happening in GR until, like, really after we hit high school. You know what I mean? After high school for me and bro.
And I know old homegirl who I used to rock with is now moving on to Bemis Block, which is crazy.
Yeah, so...
safe travels.
Yeah, swear to God. Good luck getting off that street.
Bro, seriously.
Nah, I just know that it didn't... I don't think it was that... Like, I didn't take it that serious back then, I guess. Like, but these motherfuckers would be fucked up, you know? So, like, and we'd all be at Christian's, like, rich-ass parents' house in the middle of fucking nowhere. And there'd be, like, dude, fucking... all these dudes from Chicago, I don't know, not fucking one of them. But, like, we're all cool, though, because Christian's there, you know? Like,
yeah.
And Christian's really like not a very good catalyst, a very solid catalyst at all, for sure.
That
Nah.
shit would have me feeling very uneasy, bro.
So,
I'd probably say my stomach hurt.
yeah, bro, I gotta go home.
Yo, where's my mom at though?
Dude, and that'd be the fucked up thing though, is his house was so far out in Caledonia that the only way you could get an Uber is if you fished one out here. You would have to order one like kind of close to your like address where you could actually get one, and then change it like when they get closer, so that they would actually accept Uber. So sometimes it would take hours and hours before you could even get an Uber.
That's insane.
Like you couldn't get out of there.
I've never
you'd
been
literally
in that spot.
be stuck there like
Cause I know trying to get Ubers at like fucking 5 a.m. and you gotta wait, or
nothing in the
Ubers in LA because
and
they're
Ubers weren't
understaffed.
that popular back then. You got to remember this was a newer thing.
Yeah.
You know, so you're thinking
so good fucking luck.
literally middle of fucking nowhere, Michigan. Yeah, good luck. Like, so, you know, we'd be either stranded out there for the night or you got somebody to come pick you up.
Yeah.
That means that somebody that had a car and we're actually, like, like man enough to come over that way. Like,
Yeah.
and, like, assume that we're not robbing them. Like, but most people, like, assumed, like, they're gonna rob me or something, like, you know what I mean? That's what everybody thought. So I mean, we probably did half the time, sadly, but I don't know.
Robbing an Uber is wild.
But no, we wouldn't rob like normal people or cars or like I never broke into a home. I never broke into a car. I never did any of that. I robbed plugs. Like you had drugs, you had shit to sell. Guess what? I'm taking your shit.
I mean,
you had a gun too. Guess what? I'm taking that.
If you're really smart, like
no, I swear to God.
And the only
what you finna do when you get into the back seat of a car, child locked, and you got two straps pointed at you? It don't matter if you have a gun. You're gonna give it up, and you're gonna give everything you have to me.
Exactly.
Or I'm gonna fucking kill you in my back seat.
And the only time
dump you somewhere.
The only time I've ever, as a suburban man, hit a lick was on a.
I did that shit
on a fucking
dude,
plug.
Literally, what I just explained. Back seat in the Jeep, you know what I'm saying? Child lock, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
bro. Like, give me everything you got,
and you're okay.
Give me everything you got.
You're okay with this information going out on?
Yeah. I've been sober plenty of years now. I've said sorry to a lot of people. I mean, if I robbed you and got issues, shit, good luck getting your cheese back.
I mean, we're talking about half a decade ago.
I mean, good luck getting your cheese back. That's what I would say, honestly, because there's still two names that I could drop right now who I know snitched me out, like because the detectives showed me the paperwork.
Yeah.
And I never name dropped them, so out of respect.
So detectives if you can talk a little bit about that case, since you brought up detectives on the case, like what does that mean, and also maybe lead that into like what your road of recovery has been, you know. So,
with that case, I got really kind of lucky, cause this is what I learned when he went to tell me that these people snitched on me.
And what was the charge?
They had a couple of different charges, but it's how I knew the shit was unofficial. Like something was weird about this, like. They were not going by the book, right? Because there's no way they just let me walk from this shit. There's no way. But they did. They did, though. They would just text, like, the detective would text me, like, weird shit. Like, what detective is texting you, bro?
And what was it? What kind of weird shit?
Like, oh, I know you still know people from the game. Just give me a couple names and we'll leave you alone. Like, weird shit like that. Like, I know I'm not legally obligated to do shit. Like, bro, like, this man wouldn't even bring me to jail. Like, wouldn't even answer me if I said, am I being detained? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm from the hood, bro. Like, I went to East Grand Rapids, but I grew up on Franklin and Eastern. Like, don't let that shit get mistaken. We don't trust police over there. Never once. Like, you don't trust cops over there.
Where you're learning in the suburb we grew up to, you know, you have a problem, you go to a policeman.
No. You know? You see, for me, that's
how I grew up.
But your policeman targeted me, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So, like, they created the villain to me as a child. Mm-hmm. They already assumed I'm the villain and painted me as that picture. So what the fuck am I going to do?
What do you say to the devil's advocate style argument that it's really you that made yourself a villain by breaking the law?
I agree. It was definitely me. I mean, I wanted to see bad things happen. I didn't give a fuck. I was mad. I was pissed off. I didn't
But
have
then
no empathy.
someone's
I didn't have no
holding you
sympathy.
accountable for shit you do because shit is unfair. It's also, it seems the motherfuckers, the police holding you accountable are unfair because it's like, I never got it.
Well,
I
yeah,
never had a
it's
shot.
It's a very unfair system from the jump.
Yeah, I know. It's like, I never had a shot, you know?
It's bad for poor people. It don't matter what race you are. But it's even worse for poor black people. It's
But I
even
know-
worse for poor Mexican people. And if you're not white, you know what I mean? If you're not rich, hopefully you're white. 'Cause you might get away.
I know, and
But even then, you know, you get some face tattoos
Yeah.
like I did, start feeling a little more like yourself, you lose that card pretty quick.
and to because I talk about this a lot in music. I said it on Kreiser, but like what we went through, and we spent a little bit of time earlier. I guess we're 25 minutes in. I think we spent like 15, 20 minutes talking about how we came up and how important that was to me and to you, I believe.
Yeah.
But I talk about it a lot in Kreiser. I spoke about it in some of my solo music, and I don't know, and I can cut this if you don't want to. But in 2018, you had overdosed and left the state.
Yes.
So and we could talk a little bit about that if you want, but fucking.
I mean, yeah, that was kind of like the start to the new.
But since 2000, pretty much going in late 2018, 2019, and now, with some bumps in the road, I know every road to recovery is different and long and winding instead of a linear
I'm
path.
still at it today, every day.
But yeah, but fucking and I understand what you mean because I, as an addict myself, and that's where you and
It's an
me
active
got
battle
you and
every
me
day.
got along because of that shit. But talk to me about the fucking road to recovery, especially. I mean, day one, like you wake up after the overdose, you realize you're going to California.
Well,
like
so-
we were pretty mad at you because
I was in this
because we
down
didn't know.
spiral though. and
Because
I
wait,
wanted
we
to,
didn't
like,
know what was going on, right? And
Well,
like
yeah,
I
yeah.
remember we were pretty mad at you for all that shit, but you wake up that day or wherever you realize you're going to California, you're getting texts with like what first initial like what the fuck were you feeling right there, dude? Seriously.
Honestly, I don't remember most of it. The only thing I do remember is when I woke up in the hospital bed.
Yeah.
And the look on my mom's face, yo.
Crazy. Yeah, I can't
And like, I don't know. I'm not really that close with my mom. I'm not really that close with anybody from my family. Like, nobody was there, bro. Like, my mom worked all the time, like, just to barely get by. My dad was a piece of shit, like, out here cheating on one of his bitches, like, not giving a fuck about his kids every day of the week. You know, getting high on some Adderall, doing some stupid shit. Like, that's what bro was on.
Yeah.
And I literally would be alone for weeks at a time, you know, sometimes. Like, you know, my mom would make sure there was food in the house and shit, but, like, yeah, you know, me and my boys raised each other. So it's like, you had you had Steve DeGlopper, who is still in prison right now. He'll be out in a couple of years, but, you know, he got raised by his grandma who survived cancer twice and had seen slavery. Like, you literally lived through, like, when they used to, like, kill slaves in towns, like, as white people. Like,
That shit is insane.
craziest stories you'd ever hear. Like, so, very old lady, like, Steve's mom was a fucking crackhead. Like, we really came about, like, nothing. Like, you know, and we really felt like we got probably the shittiest hand we could ever have been dealt.
Yeah.
And then to top it all off, they put us next to a bunch of rich kids with way more shit than us who did not give a fuck about us.
And I think
So that slowly turned into this whole, like, well, we deserve better, you know, and we know who we are, like, we know our worth type shit.
and I think you
And so it turned into this, like, snowball effect of, you know, becoming a plug, taking advantage of these rich white kids, taking advantage of all people, taking advantage of the world and the system and everything,
Yeah,
and
I can
becoming
see
these terrible, honestly terrible people, you know, on drugs and shit, not giving a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And it snowballs into this, like, but combined with, like, very bad depression the whole time.
Yeah.
You know, like, and the only thing that makes it better is getting high or whatever distraction. And so it snowballs into this effect of where I end up overdosing which is really all I want. I want to die. That's what I want.
Yeah.
You know, at the time, that's all I can. You know, to me, that sounds like a warm blanket. You know,
Yeah,
I can finally say goodnight. I can
because-
finally say goodbye and leave all this bullshit behind. Like I'm
But
tired of the suffering.
But the lighter side of that, I remember the verse you did on I don't know, on John Tapes was probably a month. You were recording.
I was in inpatient rehab.
You were recording in
recorded
inpatient.
that shit with
and I
a
just
sock over a microphone and no Wi-Fi.
I remember you had told me, you were like, bro, you got the verse, and it's one of my favorite verses you ever wrote down and put down. You told me was like, yo, bro, like, I was like, yo, I love this. You're like, bro, this is me, like, being in rehab. I feel more motivated, more fucking alive than ever in this. Like, this verse came to me in fucking 11.
Well, at the time,
this verse came to me in 11 minutes, and it's my one of my favorite you ever did.
So then, still distractions, brother. Like the depression is so bad. Like just up until like, honestly, when my dog Rocco died, like in January,
months ago,
the first month of this year, 2024. Up until then, bro, like something snapped in me. I think, like I honestly believe it's like the whole frontal lobe developing thing, like, or something, because it's crazy to me how, like a light switch, the depression started going away. You know?
I feel like you have those moments a lot, because when you first got back to GR from Cali, like every now and again you'll have those moments where you'll be like, bro, I was driving back from Cali and I remembered this fucking shit that my roommate at Norwood fucking said, and it all fucking makes sense. Like, we'd have those moments where you were like preaching these revelations that you've had, and
well, because I'm still that spiritual, dude who believes in something bigger at play.
And let me talk to you about one thing too, because I really appreciate what you're saying, because like you and Steven had each other, like, what you were saying with that, and it made me think, because you had the that whole thing with the batch and the raid with Micah, and I think you guys got on sort of that level because of that, and you guys had your own thing, and it's not, I don't say that to mean that it was separate from every other thing, every other aspect of the relationship you had with me or Matt or
I think
Luca
we all had
or anything.
our own relationships, though, at the same time. Yeah, we had the group relationship.
You knew me when I was like an addict too, and I think you and me kind of got on that level of like, because we both grew up pretty poor and shit. Yeah. Like, lost my house in the recession and shit too, rented until I was. So like, it's always, I don't know, I'm kind of losing what I had to say right there, but it's with each person, the brotherhood, with each different person is a different definition of how that brotherhood can bring people together and help each other through shit and navigate together on a different way than you would as in a group or as a leader, Yeah. And that's why I was kind of resonating with what you were saying about you and Steven, because I resonated.
Oh yeah, we
with
felt
that.
like two peas in a pod, We didn't get shit. And nobody really cared about us, bro. Like, we didn't have, like, our parents weren't around to do that. Like, we didn't have, and our siblings are going through it almost just as bad. Like, the only difference between me and my siblings is I'm the only one who got beat up, by my dad, and I'm the youngest. So it's, like, weird that they let that shit slide, or, like, why didn't somebody say anything, Like, and that's something I'm still working on now with them to this day. Like when I had first moved back, like, I didn't even talk to them. Like, family was non-existent for me, really.
And I don't really, bro, like, there's kind of the opposite. Like, I was really close with my siblings growing up, especially my younger brother, because there's a big age difference between me and my older sibling. But I was 2 years apart from my brother. I'm older than him, and we grew up, and it was like side by side. Obviously, he was fucking with me, and hanging out with me, and we were best friends just because it's like, bro, that's the guy I bring. Or if I'm doing shit, he's like, yo, I'm going with you, because it was just, it's not like, you can't even describe it like how you describe shit with friends. It's brotherhood. It's actually it's actually fucking blood brotherhood. But I'm the opposite now, because it's like,
it feels deeper than family, honestly, even because.
But I'm trying to get back.
You're two like very lost souls, or however many people, very
especially
lost
as
souls.
children. You're literally incomplete souls.
No, exactly, and I still feel like you're not even 25, 26 yet. I think you still are gonna go through the whole like frontal lobe development that I went through.
Turning 23 next month.
And like you, all of a sudden, like all the shit you thought you cared about takes an entire 180.
I know, and
it's crazy how fast it happens.
And you're at the spot where you're with your siblings, like how can we get back because of like all that trauma? But I'm in a situation where I'm like, how can I get back? But like, shit was good. Like, we just don't talk as much anymore. I don't really see you. We don't really talk. Like, we don't really hang out. And I feel like I'm navigating that as best as I can. But it's weird. It's two different sides of the coin, because it's just like, and it was probably me, or such as
Look,
life.
I think the thing with siblings, it's really hard when you guys were all kids. You kind of all experienced your own like version of all the trauma. If that makes sense. Like for my brother, like he was the one who would always see me getting my ass beat and shit. So he would freeze up and like just sit there and not say shit because he was too afraid of my dad.
Yeah.
And I was too afraid to do anything else. But like, I was always, not afraid enough to like I'd stand up for my siblings, and that was a lot of the time why I got my ass beat. I think was because my dad would be out of pocket, and I always had this really strong moral compass, and that was one of the things I think about, like people like me and Steve and Christian who really fell from grace. Like I really do believe when we were younger, like we were really good people at heart. Like we were born, like wanting to make a difference in the world, wanting to be good people. But like it was just like every time we tried so hard, it would get ripped from us by bad people.
It's just doing your best. And how can you make a difference in this world?
Right, but like then getting constantly.
I mean, life is a son of a bitch, bro. Like it will do things to you. Like the human experience is unforgiving, no matter.
And when you're a kid,
even if you're in a place of privilege, anybody can agree. It's how do you rise up from that? How do you make a difference? Like once you reach adulthood, it's like.
But you're not even thinking about that as a kid. Everything's so like.
How do I get my family right? How do I make a difference?
When I look at childhood,
how do I protect those that I love?
When I look at being younger, I look at it almost like an acid trip. Really high emotions, super dramatic for no fucking reason at all.
Sure. Yeah.
And hella shit did not make sense.
Minus visual.
But most of that shit made me cry or fucking punch some shit anyways.
Yeah.
But none of that shit really was that serious, bro. Like it just felt like fucked. Like I've been in detrimentally worse spots, like since those days. Like as an adult, you know what I mean? Like broke as fuck, car down. Like I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do to pay my bills.
Yeah.
With a drug addiction, like you know what I mean? Like
yeah, bro.
I've seen the depths of this shit, but I can also see how great it can be now. And that's really where the change came in for me. Like I went to rehab in Cali and kind of did it all over again. Like I got sober, fucked up, started selling drugs again, started selling shit, started playing with more drugs again, and completely fucked up entirely again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like the only good thing I did there
was... The biggest thing
was...
is letting motherfuckers down, too.
Only good thing I did there really was like the friends that I made, the music I made, what I learned, the experiences I would never take back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's prime LA time, like before COVID. It was honestly like real memory. Like shit I can never take back,
I know. We were there post-COVID in North Hollywood recording.
LA was different after COVID, dude. I feel like
you
should have left sooner.
We rode by the Staples Center and it just like...
It was just weird after COVID. Like people got grimier, bro. Shit got way grimier.
And we were staying on Hollywood Boulevard. So
and it used to be like chill when you first moved to Hollywood. Like like touristy vibes almost. Like
It
you could
was,
go to a store without them trying to finesse you out of an extra $10 for no reason. Like,
or you see a
can't do that shit now.
or you see a person in a really fucking unfortunate situation, you know.
Well, yeah, and then they're like
On the-
they're
on the
cutting the
street.
drugs out there with who knows what, because
Yeah.
the type of psychosis these guys are in is not something you see here. Like,
No.
that's not something you would ever see here in Michigan.
I mean, but you see it more, like, maybe you would see that, but like, in Michigan, like, I'm not going to the spots where homeless people are fucking located, bro. But in Hollywood, you have to see it, and you recognize it, and you try to think about it. But
Well, yeah, they're like a real part of society there, that you know, they're taking up blocks at a time, brother.
I mean, Skid Row.
I mean, Skid Row is fucking miles long.
I mean, the government probably doesn't even do shit over there.
No,
because
it's crazy. Like, the
it's
most
like
they ever did was
they took over that fucking block.
They
bro.
made people with old RVs, put them on the side of the road, and they have to like Airbnb them essentially to homeless people for like $3 a night. So like homeless people will come rent these RVs that the government has mandated them to rent out.
Yeah,
like they don't have an option. Otherwise, they're gonna sell it. They have to give their car up or something, or give this RV up. And then you got all these homeless people just shooting up heroin and smoking meth in these RVs. Like they want to act like that's solving a problem.
I mean,
and then put spikes under the bridges, like that's gonna help people.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Cali's government is fried.
The homeless
prevention.
Yeah, they definitely got to do something.
They need help.
Everybody on each side of the political spectrum.
Yeah,
much knows that.
I think
shit is fucked up.
I think humans need to spend a lot more time being human.
Gavin Newsom.
That is something I have learned all too well.
Gavin Newsom is not doing a fucking good job.
No,
at
no,
all.
no.
But
never,
I mean,
never was.
I mean, if you take that, if you're the fucking governor of California, you're like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Like, I mean, he was kind of already handed a shit show.
Yeah, I can't really be mad at Gavin Newsom or any. No. Maybe you be mad at the motherfuckers who came before him. For
this is generations in the making of bullshit. You know.
I feel like, and I don't know any of this information, but I feel like if anybody's gonna be mad at or anybody in the government in particular in California, they should go back to the fucking 70s and be like, what were the changes? And just, even if it's government or if it's societal changes or, you know, because a shit ton of fucking, I mean, dude, my fucking white grandmother really grew up in California in the 70s.
Yeah, like, shit was really built piece by piece by the people who ran Hollywood. Like it started with like Charlie Chaplin and shit. Like, swear to God, like that's where and it would just be these studios out in the middle of nowhere shooting silent movies.
Dude, but my fucking grandmother grew up in the pristine suburbs of the 1970s South Central. Like, well, you can't grow up in South Central no more.
Charlie Chaplin's like the 30s and 40s though, brother. Like,
I know,
this is
but
like when they're building.
My grandma tells me, like, looks back on California and is like, I can't go to where I used to live because it's like literally unsafe. And I feel like you go back to the 30s and the 50s and you're like, what the fuck happened to this country?
It feels like a snowball effect. Like,
I think it's a multifaceted fucking problem. I think it's a compound issue.
It's fucking crazy over there. I'll keep it a buck. Like,
I think Michigan's low key the greatest state.
I low key really fucking love Michigan. Yeah, like I really love this. Really love this place.
I can't.
I don't know why. It's weird. Growing up, it had such a dark tint over it with the trauma and stuff, and then
you just had to leave.
I don't know. I got back, but then even when I came back, I was depressed as fuck for way too long. Like really, like low key, suicidal thoughts were pretty bad to the point where I was like, maybe I need help or something. Like,
and I'll put this shit.
And you know me, bro. I'm the type that's just gonna put their head down and grind. Like I don't go to therapy. I don't do none of that stuff. Like. And I'll do better with that. I'm really smart. I'm emotionally smart, and you know this. Like, I have better therapy in my own brain than anybody. Like,
I'm knowing.
I'm very honest with myself too.
But I'll put it to Ian Walshot's quote, and shout out to Ian.
Shout out to fucking James Bond
of fucking
guitar players.
But he has this quote, and I think you followed it, and it's so simple, but you got to go away to come back.
Dude, yeah. No,
Swear to God. And he would say that just when we're in rehearsal, like we missed 2 weeks of rehearsal, and I'd be like, "Oh fuck," but I'm actually feeling pretty good right now. I'm feeling ready to play the material. He'd be like, "Yeah, bro, you gotta go away to come back sometimes." And
Yeah.
it's like, and I
That's
think
kind of
that,
how I felt like with Rock. I feel like, dude,
and
with,
that's
with my dog that died.
Aiden's fucking quote too. You gotta migrate to fly great.
Yeah.
Like, and shout out Aiden Favali as well, obviously.
Shout out Rip Smidgen.
Rip Smidgen.
Best band out here.
Dude, I don't know about that, but fucking.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
But no, I feel like
I'm ready to start see you doing shows. What do you, where are you in terms of your fucking music? Honestly, is that something you? Because you haven't dropped since 2021.
something I was talking about earlier is I used to make a lot more music. I honestly believe this is the only thing that really makes sense to me, bro. Like, cause I feel like if I just couldn't write, couldn't make good music, like I would feel some type of way about it. You know, I would feel bad. I'd feel weird about it. But like I know I can still write some gas. If there's a beat I like and there's a melody I like, I'll sauce some shit up. Like,
but what do you?
But my main thing was like I feel like I was stuck on like a lot of insecurities, unhappiness, depression. And so making music was like, you know, was my release, was my like way out of there. But like true me don't need no release. I need to grind, bro. Like true me, I'm trying to get to this bag. I'm trying to get rich and I'm trying to get, you know, my mom out of debt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel that.
And I'm trying to get, you know, my kids in the future, right? I'm trying to end those generational traumas and curses from my parents.
And so, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. I'm just trying to end those, like the generational trauma on my own end. So now I feel like after Rocco died and I went through this like kind of like profound awakening, because this is the dog I got when I moved to LA. I got sober with bro.
Yeah.
Went through so many up and downs. The only thing there for me is me and my dog, bro. Everything I did. You know what I'm saying? I did not work one job out there. It was pure trap. Like,
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, shit got grimy, bro. Shit got scary. Shit.
It was scary for me to know that you're out there. I couldn't
risking
do shit
my
about
life
it.
on a daily basis, bro. Like I didn't go nowhere without a 30 clip. And you know what I'm saying?
Which is
even
a
cop, bro.
Like
even cops, like they're not taking that shit from me, like out there, because they'll see it on you and let you slide because they know it's like they don't know where you're gonna be.
You have to protect
at.
yourself.
Like, yeah, it's crazy, dude. And so I go through all these ups and downs with bro, and we move back to Michigan. He drives all the way back in the car with me, and you know I feel like and then I come back and I deal with the old warrants from when I was 18. And I'm 25 now when I go to deal with these warrants.
Yeah.
Fucking from 2017, bro. Think about that. So I'm like, and what's crazy, I go to pick up a new car with my mom. She's about to drive me because I have like, you know, $1,500 saved up left from my move back from Cali or something. And we're going to go buy this Jeep. First light flicked, immediately pulled over.
Yeah.
Dude didn't even go to my mom's window. Like, I actually still, like, half of me, like, a small part of me thinks, like, my mom might have set that shit up. Like, that's how fucking, like...
Just perfect.
It just was like, yeah. Or it was like God trying to tell me something, you know?
Yeah.
Like, to just fucking, dude, let's just deal with this shit. Do it right. Be a good person. Be who you know you want to be. And keep faith in that, and we'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
So I get arrested. They let me out on my own reconnaissance. I don't have to pay no crazy bail.
Yeah.
Thank the fucking Lord the lottery dropped the case.
Yeah, bro.
And they let me, Rite Aid just pursue the charges instead of lottery because I had learned how to fake lottery tickets.
So, like, when you say you rigged the fucking lottery, like, explain what that means with the company shit.
I was fucking doing coke in the bathroom and shit, like, pop, dude, like, trying to pay for my coke addiction and rent.
Yeah.
So I don't know, they gave me, like, a store manager job, and I was, like, 2 years underage, the age I was supposed to be, like, to even legally work this job. So, but I had like figured out how to like with the manager approval. But I'm the manager, so like they just gave me too much power.
They gave you hella
Yeah, I
permissions.
gotta just say, oh, lottery winner, pull it out the register, and like. I don't even know how this. I don't know how I got away with this shit for 2 weeks. It literally makes no sense. Like working for some absolutely like.
Explain the fucking company lottery, because
No, it was like regular lotteries, but like, let's say like they would come by a $10 ticket, and that ticket won $50. You would like scan something on the Rite Aid register. I said like, oh, lottery winner, for this much cash.
Yeah.
Because you'd scan the actual ticket on some other machine and then put it in a pile with the other winners. But these tickets wouldn't have anything winning on them. They would just like be empty tickets. So I'll just buy the empty tickets and say they won and put them in there. And nobody was auditing. Like I'd figured out their system, that nobody was auditing these lottery cash transactions.
So it took them
for weeks at a time.
It took them 2 fucking weeks to realize.
And I'm emptying their registers every day. Like, how are you guys closing with no money?
They're fucking. They're closing for
one of
weeks
the
with
busiest fucking Rite Aids around. Like
with the fucking most negative deposit ever.
Dude, right? Like crazy.
Rite Aid just fucking closed down.
Yeah, they all ended up closing down too.
That's crazy.
Probably why they just wanted their money.
Yeah, they're like, dude, this extra $1,100 is it's gonna make the difference.
Not even no 1,100. I paid them like 11,000.
Oh shit,
11,000, brother.
You took that much from the fucking?
Oh, I took more than that. Way more than that, I'm sure. It was at least 15K from what I remember.
Jesus.
Only so much they could actually prove though.
Yeah, damn, because they probably weren't keeping good track of their deposits.
No, they weren't. Whoever the other managers were total pieces of shit from what I remember.
Yeah.
I hated working
I
there,
still, to this day, bro, have your Rite Aid name tag in my room. Like, I swear
Yo, we
to
gotta
God.
frame that shit, bro. That's crazy.
Bro, I will give. I actually don't want to give it to you yet in case you lose it. I want to frame it and give it to you.
Yeah, we gotta frame that shit. So, anyways, I come back from, LA. I'm only here for a month or two. I get a couple of jobs. Got a job at like Domino's, or I think it was Domino's. Yeah, I'm like delivering pizzas. Because they let me out or whatever, I got the case. They put me on HIDA, so like I can get it expunged. All I had to do was pay off the 11,000. Yeah. I did like 250 hours of community service or some crazy shit. It took me fucking over a year to get it all done.
Yeah, Jesus.
And I went twice a week, like 4 hours at a time. Like I don't know.
What kind of spots?
Dude, like I'm talking like real community service, picking up trash on the highway, like. Fucking weed whacking.
I can't believe I never saw you.
Dude, yeah, it was humiliating. Anyways, this shit.
Hey, bro,
I will never get caught up doing some stupid shit again.
They reformed your ass because you fucking hated it.
Dude, there's nothing more than I hate having to do something for somebody else that's like not me. Like
for
working
free.
For the man, bro. Working for the government, paying fucking taxes, like. That's against everything I believe in.
And the fucking
fuck that,
and you're
dude.
doing it for fucking for free.
For fucking Rite Aid, for like the shittiest company ever to exist. Like they're the company that says like, oh, will you round up to donate? And they only donate 2,000, but they collect fucking over all their stores in America, collect over 1 million from customers and only donate, a small flat amount.
Yeah, and they fucking,
those are the stores
and they
that do that
write
shit.
it off on their fucking taxes too, probably.
Yep. They pay their employees like shit and treat them even worse too.
Yeah, and Rite Aids are no longer these days.
There's a reason for that.
And I fucking had all my prescriptions going to Rite Aid, dude. They kind of fucked me over.
Douchers.
I had to fucking change pharmacies, which was a fucking hassle.
No, yeah. So I get arrested, whatever. I get the terms of my probation. Luckily, I have a cool fucking probation officer. Shout out Brooke Bellinger, best PO I ever had actually gave a fuck about me, which was like the first time anybody in any government body said, you know, you can do it, or I believe in you or some shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, somebody actually wanted to see somebody else do good. Like,
Yeah.
not somebody wishing on people's downfall. A real human being,
Yeah.
with real sympathy and empathy.
You've had a shitty PO
Like, that's
before.
who I was when I was a kid before they teared it, before I took it away, before the trauma took it away, whatever took it away. You know,
And
before
you had
all that.
And you had a shitty PO before?
Yeah, the first PO I had when I got my charges in like high school was he just didn't give a shit. He just let everything slide. He didn't make me drug tests or nothing. I went right back to the drugs after that. Like he did not say help me. He did not give a fuck. But
It's unfortunate, bro.
and you know the government in general. Like my parents are divorced, but like they never helped us. Like my mom was broke all the time. Like we're, you know what I'm saying, almost losing our house.
Ain't no stimulus.
No, we didn't get no food stamps
really
though, because my mom had a job. Guess what? No, you don't get food stamps. You don't get nothing. Like we got nothing, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I struggled just to keep shoes on my feet. You know, like I had to wait till like Christmas or like a birthday to get some new shoes that would actually last. And even then, you know, there were probably some bullshit from like, you remember the basketball players would come out with like the and ones. You remember them bitches like, you know what I mean?
Motherfucker, oh man, you never heard the end of that.
And then I'm like be growing up a fat dude. You know what I mean? A big boy. My dad was like so always preoccupied with his own life, dude, that he didn't even teach me shit about like hygiene or nothing. Like,
that's crazy.
You know, so I didn't even learn that shit till I got to like high school, start talking to girls, and like they helped me. Like if anything, like it's crazy though.
Yeah.
I feel
Came up rough, bro.
Came up rough, dude. Came back to Michigan though, like you said, came back and had to go away to be great or whatever.
You have to go away to come back.
Yeah. So I come back, you know. I get through my probation. Should I finally finish paying it off? And for some reason, bro, I am more depressed than I ever have been at the time. And like my brother's trying to like hit me up. He's trying to get on the phone with me, like trying to make amends, like start a relationship again. And I just no part of me wants it really. You know, I like still want the depression. I still want the sweet release. I want the warm blanket. I want the death.
Yeah, and that's really hard too, especially when people are trying to get right with you, bro. And when you're not ready, bro. I mean, especially a lot of addicts go through that too, where they get like someone puts them into rehab for them, not their choice because they're making horrible decisions. Like I know somebody like this now, that it's like, bro, they have to fucking see the light to get to it. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's
You're gonna keep wanting to go back if you don't.
Yeah, if you're not ready to give it up, you're not gonna give it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's that was the way it was for me with narcotics.
You gotta really hit that bottom that you never want to come back from.
Nicotine or alcohol, like I had that shit with painkillers, but
I know what my bottom was. I think, and this is what made me so depressed was it. Working at Domino's, and then I finally got the good job, and I was still working.
Good job at Domino's?
No, I had Domino's, and then I got the smoke shop job.
Yeah.
It's a good job I have now that could be a career soon, like for dispensaries, because we own those too.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, I could really take this. I manage 7 stores, you know, like there's not no light shit.
There's moves to make,
and I do it in a corporate setting, like not small business setting. Like I'm talking emails all day. I'm talking personal relationships. Like
you see the fucking. The growth for the dispensaries, and you
like
love,
you have to
you love growing plants and making
I love extracting.
Products.
I love everything about it, dude.
Yeah, so that's something you definitely could pursue, and I'm very proud of you for getting that job and doing what you've been doing. But you were saying, I just wanted to clarify that for you, in case anybody listening, you just call it the smoke shop job. It's not. It's definitely like something that you. Are at a lower level right now, but could work your way up to. So I just wanted to clarify that. But you were saying rock bottom. You had Domino's.
I'm working these shitty jobs, but for me, rock bottom's working for the man. Somebody but yourself. Somebody that's not you.
But would you say you work for the man right now? Like how you know, because
No,
you
I'd
are
say I
still,
work for a
someone
really
is
good
still,
dude.
Yeah,
Work with some really good dudes.
yeah.
Specifically, two dudes that I work with are the owner and the other manager of these 7 stores. Dude, if it were not for them,
You
I
wouldn't,
would have gave up the job shit and went back to trapping so much sooner.
or you would have gotten another job. But
I
yeah,
don't no. I don't think there's another job for me. I sincerely believe that until there's a career.
yeah.
You feel me? Like the skills that I have and what I know, like I know my worth, you know.
Yeah.
I could dead ass open these stores myself. I could do this all top to bottom. And I
Which
could
is
run that
good.
shit.
And I mean, maybe bottom line, they
Well,
give you a store even before the dispensary shit.
Well, no, we've already talked some really cool stuff. Like this end of this year, I get a $4 raise, full $4.
That's
like
fine. I can't
fuck
wait you to
crazy.
look back on this recording later and be like, "Holy shit!" That's
Well,
when I
no,
was
but-
looking forward to the $4 raise, and now I'm making all these moves.
No, yeah, and I think this is the foundation to what I want to do with, I think dispensaries, you know, cannabis stuff, or maybe like brand curations.
I just can't
I've been
wait
thinking
for you
about,
to
like, curating brands, you know, like
yeah.
coming out with, you know, products that people want, but high quality. Like that's my specialty, is like building something beautiful from the ground up. That is what I'm good at.
And I can't wait for you.
Give me
to
a dream.
fucking-
Give me a fucking goal that you want, and give me a good team, and I will fucking get us there. You know, and I'll be the dude to do it.
And that's what motherfuckers want. That's a great quality to be passionate about. And I honestly, I was gonna say, I can't wait for you to just get the bag and have more time to really focus on you.
So
and
right now we're in grind mode, you know. But like I said, bro, like I started flipping again, like legal stuff. I do only 1099 work now. And you know, I started with pretty much negative assets, bro.
Yeah.
And we're already up to almost $10,000 in just products and cash alone. Not to mention like what I've built for myself in my life.
Yeah.
Not the paid off probation of 11,000, the 30 grand worth of gold on my neck and wrist. You know what I mean? The fucking, you know, like the PCs, the fucking, you know, the brand new gaming laptop, the fucking, you know, all these beautiful things I built for myself in a beautiful apartment.
How does that play into to music or content? Like what would you?
So like you were saying earlier, why I feel like I've made less music, and this is kind of what I've been trying to lead up to, taking forever to say it, but the insecurity.
It's a podcast, brother.
I used to have like so much insecurity. I was so insecure about everything, you know, about me, myself, the love for myself, who I am, what do I want, and you know, I felt like I feel like I always felt like I had to know what I wanted or had to know what I needed to do. Like, dude, nobody knows what the fuck they're doing yet.
Yeah.
Chill the fuck out. Love yourself. Make some money while you're at it. Don't be a bum.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself. Keep your house clean. Learn good skills right now. Like right now I'm focused on, you know, I live in apartments because I'm trying to learn how I would keep, because I've lived in cribs before and they get fucked up because I live with shitty people, don't know how to clean or nothing. I want to be able to take care of a crib by myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like keep that shit spotless.
Which I have roommates. It's hard to.
No, right. You know,
more
and
space, more. You know.
So learn these
It's
skills,
exhausting.
like, and then the thing with the stores, being able to manage all these stores, 30 employees at once who are calling you all day, like being able to test your emotions, test your limits and your boundaries.
I see it. You're getting calls all day today. Yo, what do I do? Da da da.
No, so building patience, you know,
Do you ever
learning better how to communicate.
You ever see yourself doing another record?
I do. So my vision, though, I've already made this record. It's already here. It's already been
It's
recorded.
just not tangible.
No, it is. There's a formula for it.
Tangible is, I mean, it's not.
the formula.
You couldn't play it for me right now.
It's the formula used
what I
for
mean.
graduation. It's the formula used for Jay-Z's blueprint.
True, but I
Based off,
mean
like-
tangible as in you couldn't play it for me right now.
No.
Yeah.
I'd have to. It'd take some soul searching, and honestly, my brother helped me figure it out.
So you got to get to a place before you think about doing a record again, is what you're saying. You gotta figure some shit out.
I gotta sort through the shit I've already made that means a lot to me. I put a lot of time and effort into some of these songs that are truly like, to me, if these songs were in the right hands right now of people in the industry, they could change people's lives, and I know it. I know it in my heart.
Any record you got right now that
like that "I Be Fine" song. Think about that, like in somebody like the Kid Leroy's hand, or fucking.
So maybe even songwriting is on the plate for you.
No, for sure. And then I was dabbling a lot with that with Eric in L.A.
Jefferson Cash.
Yeah, writing a lot of songs for him.
Shout out Jefferson.
Shout out Jefferson Cash, one of my favorite people on earth.
And but when you look back on the, because I believe it's the 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 records that you've made in your career.
I think I've released 5 albums.
Is there one that you look back on, and I'll kind of leave it open ended. One you look back on with sort of, even if it wasn't there, kind of like this was really special, And for me, I think I know the answer.
Dude, honestly, every single one of them. Holy shit, it was so detrimental.
I think I know the answer.
To who I became.
I think I know the answer. The real records that make you feel this way, because obviously every record is really important to you and has hella backstory. But I think your Casimir 2 record, and I think Rise of Rehabilitation.
Yeah, those 2 specifically were some very. Dude, Rise of 2 Rehabilitation at the end there had some really, like, I don't know how I got that, honest.
It was mostly a
lot
of it too was produced by Micah as well.
Yeah.
I had a couple tracks on there.
Probably one of the only people I felt comfortable telling these stories on beat, like.
Yeah.
Anybody else would maybe, I don't think I would have been comfortable telling these stories.
I got a couple. Because
I
tracks on there too.
There's like the.
But yeah.
There's like the one specifically about getting sober.
Cliffside Sonnets.
Yeah, Cliffside Sonnets.
I did. What was the? I think I only did 1 or 2. I think it was the one you did with Noah, and my feature. I think are the only 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or am I tripping?
And that one you're on Go Ahead. And you're on.
Not Act Right. Go Ahead. Yeah.
I think that's the one you're on.
I did the Stars Are Gorgeous.
You did the first or second half. First half of that beat. Mike
did
the rest of them.
He did the
twist ups.
Yeah. Which is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, Cliffside
it's a great
Sonnets
album.
though, and then that Find Time to Rewind. Like, these were really good songs that, at the time, if they would have had some better structure and like a better singer.
Or even like just a little bit, we were fucking 17, so even the production could have been better. Which one is this?
This is the Find Time to Rewind.
This is Find Time to Rewind by Rocco Sterling. This is 2018.
The chorus you're hearing right now, I thought was like, could have been really good with a real singer and like a real melody, but I couldn't even do melodies.
I could never find that time to rewind.
You know what I'm saying?
But
but the verse on this, I felt like very. Sometimes you write stuff and you listen back on it and you're like, how would I have known to say that? Like, how would I have known to tell my future self that? Yeah. It's like almost as if like your subconscious is like leaving breadcrumb trails for you to like figure shit out when you get older.
Yeah, and
it's crazy how music does that.
And maybe at the time too, when you wrote it, you're like, I just wrote it. I don't know.
I'm just going with what felt right.
And sometimes because I'll have that too, where I write something that it felt right, and then later I listened to it and I was like, bro, even if it's not the future too, it's like, bro, I was really talking about some shit I was going through.
And then shit I didn't even know I was gonna go through too.
And I'm glad too, because that might just be the allegory of the artist, but I'm glad that some people can listen to those songs too and be like, bro, I can relate to this because I see myself in some of these words, or just like, I love when people are like, yo, bro, that album you made, that song you made was like the soundtrack of my winter in 2019. Like, it's like, bro, every time I listen to this album, I think of winter. I'm like, dude, I made it in July.
Yeah,
and
that's wild.
But that shit is wild how music can do that for the people and how different it is between the artist and each individual listener.
I'm like recording this whole album in rehab. That's why I called it Rise of Rehabilitation.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be
the entire album.
It was supposed to be Rise of the Return of Rocco.
Yeah,
but
so I felt like some type of clairvoyance.
Rocco got his weave rocked.
I swear to God, dude. Oh my!
And I put that on Kreiser.
Put that on everything. So I felt like a lot of clairvoyance though, just in like a lot of these songs when I was in rehab. Like, all right, so like right here. I'm tired, got no patience.
Yeah.
Say, roll it up and bake it.
Pull up, go bar by bar real quick. Like, you really speak those lyrics because I don't know how well they're showing up on the mic.
And I said, roll it up and bake it, to face it.
Speak
I
that
said,
shit.
I can't slow my pacing. The past is when I'm. Hold on, let me.
Are the lyrics even?
I have all my stuff, bro. Don't you forget.
You have all the fucking lyrics of every fucking song you've wrote in the past fucking 9 years on your phone, which is fucking crazy.
2015.
I don't know many people who have survived fucking iCloud resets and new fucking phones.
Rhymer's block, baby. I'm shouting out the GOAT. I've been shouting them out since 2015.
I mean, you got songs for 9 years on that shit because it's just saved on the fucking cloud.
So it's like, I'm lost in the matrix, tired, got no patience. My dreams are amazing. I said, roll it up and bake it so I can face it. I can't slow my pacing. The past is what I'm chasing. If I rewind, though, I'll be fine. No time to waste. I'm high today. If I fly away to another place, got me in my brain. It's a higher plane of existence on my mission. I'ma do the distance, persistent because I'm gifted, distant because I'm getting lifted. But the demons is what got my soul missing. Reminiscing, schoolyard kissing. So I'm talking like, to me, I'm saying all I can do to get by right now is getting high. And that's how I get through it, like through the trauma that I'm facing. Trauma's so bad, in fact, I can't even fucking say it out loud.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm just on this mission. Like, that's the way I got to look at it. Like, I got to tunnel vision this shit, hunker down and get through it. Like, you know what I mean? In my mind, I'm missing finding time for living. I'm looking for forgiveness, feeling like a victim but a witness. So I'm feeling like a witness, like the victim of it. Feeling like I was also just watching it happen.
Yeah.
Was that really me? And then dirty business got my mind drifting. Like, so the bad that I've done.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm sitting here thinking about the guilty conscience that I have from, you know, sad trauma. Knowing that these bad choices I'm making and all this stupid shit I did is directly stemming from people who hurt me to make me look like I'm not who I am.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they wanted. My dad, when he would hurt me when I was younger, he wanted me to be that piece of shit who didn't care about the world.
Yeah.
Because that's what he was. And so I'm a reflection of himself as a kid. Like, right? And he can't handle that shit.
And I feel like people don't fucking appreciate this, by the way. I feel like motherfuckers really don't. Like, if they want to write off your songs or if they're bumping them at a party or anything in between, I don't feel like people really sing their praises for the fucking words that you're writing down, which I really respect. Even if it's problems in the production or the performance, it's still like I'm still gonna listen to that for the words. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't be here today if I didn't make all this shit. Like,
and I'm glad you did, brother.
That's it. So I go, dirty business got my mind a-drifting. Demons getting louder, so I'm sifting through the powder. Often wish my pops was prouder. Red Rover, send power on over. Sipping soda, smoking Dojers, put me in a coma. Always smoking just so you remember my aroma. And that's me, like, foreshadowing the suicide that I feel like I'm planning.
Yeah, and even that last line of like, I want to smell like weed so you can smell it and have something to remember me by. That's a really powerful last line, man.
And I'm like, and right here it's like me giving up. Like, so I'm sifting through the powder. You know, I'm doing the lines. I'm getting fucked up. Often wish my pops was prouder. But the point is mute at this time.
Yeah.
So fuck it, Red Rover, send power on over. At least let me get something out of it.
Yeah.
At least let me get high. Let me get some money.
And it was
right. You know, I'm gonna smoke this Doja. I'm gonna smoke this weed. I'm gonna sip this drink. Put me in that coma, and then remember me by that good weed smell. The happy version of me. That the only time you seen that was when I was fucked up, and and that's the crazy thing about now is I went from this like really fucked up, like lost soul, like with no real direction of what I wanted or who I am. But at the same time, it's all building itself. Like everything that I am now, like it all put itself together. Like God's work, dude. Like swear to God. Like thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Grandpa Casimir, who is, I feel you every day, man.
Yeah.
You know, the man that gave up his life.
Rest in peace.
No, he really gave up his whole life and had to go into witness protection program and left his family in Chicago and had to go start my family in Indiana. He didn't have to, but he ended up falling in love with somebody here. Yeah. But he was a dirty cop during the time of Al Capone, or a good cop. We don't still really know. Could have even been an untouchable. It's like during the Prohibition in Chicago.
Yeah.
The person I'm named after, Casimir.
Could have just been fucking like punished for being indifferent.
I don't know. He disappeared from Chicago. Everybody thought he was dead. His family, they started there. Years and years later, when he actually dies, the two families find out about each other. Really crazy stuff. And then all they can find from him is like these safety deposit boxes, like in different banks. And they'll have like these old police Chicago PD badges and guns. They found a lot of guns. They found money, but no explanation as to why. Like he didn't even tell our family here that he built, like my family, the Woodays, my mom's family. Mm-hmm. They had no idea he was ever a cop.
The fuck? And you said, where did all that money go? Was it seized in those safety deposit boxes?
No, it went to the families.
That's good. That's what I was hoping.
Family. But no, I swear I feel that dude around me every day. It's crazy how names carry weight like that. Mm-hmm. But no, I feel like I was writing all these things. I feel like all my music, bro, I've been writing for me now. Yeah. And now I feel like I don't have all these insecurities. I don't even write music anymore. Yeah. I don't need to. Like, I'm happy for once. Like, somehow managing. Like, I'm not always happy. Like, I still have major depressive disorder.
And you deal with a bunch of bullshit,
But, like, dude, I'm smiling.
And that's what I'm saying.
What? Like,
and I said it a little bit ago.
That's profound to me.
I know. I said it a little bit ago, too.
For months at a time
You need to find some shit. You got to go away to come back again with this fucking music shit.
If I had to put music down for a while, bro, find this.
So be it.
God damn that shit, bro. I'll do it all over again.
Like I'm saying, like you were saying, before I do an album, I gotta, and I'm like, yeah, you gotta live for a bit.
I think it's all gotta come.
You
naturally.
were on the fucking mic every day,
bro.
Fucking spilling.
Every day. Not talking no breaks, bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, no breaks since I moved to Cali. Mm-hmm. Before that though, because we was doing it there too.
Yeah.
Before I left, fucking since 2017, 18.
Yeah.
Every day on the mic up until 3 years ago. Not even yet. 2 years ago.
Yeah, man.
So, probably a year and a half now or something since I really wrote a song. And the last song I write
was fucking insane.
Is all about how I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah.
It's all gonna be okay. And the video is with Rocco, my dog.
Wow.
Who died shortly after.
And that was a fucking Rocco.
It all now. See, these are the profound moments, the mystical moments we were talking about. It does not feel real to me. Like, I've got to be delusional or something. Like, otherwise, this shit is, you know what I mean? Like, I have to be on the right path right now. There's no other explanation.
Yeah.
There's no other explanation.
And you got to stay on the right path,
Yeah.
bro. Seriously.
Bro, like, because, dude, like, think about the lyrics from that. Like, from I Be Fine. Like,
The new song, I Be Fine.
they gonna tell me what I'm doing is reckless. Bro, why aren't you making music anymore? We need you back on the mic. That sounds reckless to me, that I'm not making music. Like, what am I doing with my life if I'm not making music?
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be pretty important.
Yeah.
Because what has ever been above music?
But it is.
What has ever been above music? For me, nothing.
But yeah,
Right?
at least back in the day, yeah.
But let me tell you, I know that they jealous, trying to sell me, telling lies. Don't believe the advertisement. Kill them with your mindset. You know I'm trying to find peace of mind. I can't decide if I'm bound to toe the line. I might slip, I might slide. You can't say I didn't try, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Don't you tell me no more lies, though. Because I'll be fine, though. I'm going to slide, bro. Just get with me another time, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, all my life they try to tell me how to feel, how to heal. All this time, though, they didn't know nothing about me. But I keep it real. About my grind, I keep it simple. But I'm going for the kill. Born to shine, smoke this blunt, ease my mind. I'll be fine, bro.
Wow.
Now I'm back on my grind with no time to unwind. Taking a moment and leave it behind. Right? Like, and that's me talking about, like, living presently in the moment.
Yeah.
When I wrote this song, I was not able to do that. For the first time in my life, bro, first time in my life, 26 years, bro, I live in the moment.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to be here, bro.
And I'm glad you're here, bro. And I think it was good to reflect on all this shit.
And I can't lose my focus on that balance, right, of work and passion and love and relationships.
It's hard.
It's because I'm already too far behind, bro. And I
Mm-hmm.
say that right here in the song. Taking a moment and leave it behind. Can't lose my focus. I'm too far behind. I have so much living to catch up on, brother.
Yeah.
For years. So many years. My whole life up until I was
and even a lot of
26.
You could argue a lot of the living you did too is vicariously.
Yeah, it was never me. I don't know who I am. Who the fuck is Casimir, bro?
And you know that's
I don't know.
That's the struggle of a lot of motherfuckers, bro.
No,
who
for
the
sure.
Fuck am I?
But like, yo, like I'm here and I'm alive to recognize it.
Yeah.
That's all it takes for me. Once I know, bro, it's game over. Because you know me, I'm emotionally the most intellectual person I've ever known.
Yeah. Gemini.
Yeah.
You about to put out an album before Gemini, right? Steve Lacy was Faces of a Gemini.
Yes.
The album you were going to put out. And I think it turned into another thing.
Faces of a Gemini came out.
Faces of a Gemini by Casimir too. Is that
I think that's the album.
Is that the name of the fucking album?
I'm like pretty sure it is, yeah. Like I've made like quite a bunch of albums now.
I remember making a cover for it, but it wasn't the cover. So
yeah,
maybe,
Faces of a Gemini.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was an.
Brecken made the cover.
Yeah, I think it was another thing.
And what's crazy, dude, this album, like...
I love Micah's song on that thing, man.
Fuck. Yeah, dude, it's really crazy how... All right, anybody who ever listen, if you do listen to this, I don't know where the fuck this will go, but if you make music, specifically like lyrics you write, I know you know the feeling. Go listen to some shit from 5 years ago that just feels right.
Yeah.
Try to tell me you weren't telling yourself something now. Try to tell me you weren't, bro, because all the stars are going to align for you, and you're going to be like, this feels like really weird. Like I've written a guide for myself somehow to a better life.
Especially if you make fucking music, or if you make paintings, or if you draw, you do a podcast, or if you write poems. Or
go check some of your old stuff out.
Yeah.
You might be preaching some shit you did not know you needed to hear right now.
Yeah, I used to talk with Gene about that all the time. Yeah. Is in my old verses where I was really just, I
think, dude, when you freestyle and stuff like that, like we used to all the time, I feel like clairvoyance, you know, there's that higher operational state of being that somehow you fucking tap into.
Is there anything else for anybody listening? I don't know. This will probably go on a YouTube channel with like 1 subscriber. So, like, if there's anything you want to leave it with, honestly, because we've been going an hour and a half.
Yeah, we're gonna probably leave it at that. I imagine. My butt hurts. I gotta fucking go do laundry at home. It's almost 8:00. I had to put this fucking new dresser together.
Pretty casual
Honestly,
little podcast. I'll do it again though.
If there's anything I want to leave anybody with is trust your gut, yo. Yeah. Everything that I've been through, I wish I would have just fucking had a little more faith in myself.
Swear to God.
I know shit can look real dark sometimes. It can look like, there's nowhere to go, nowhere to run. Stop the running.
Yeah.
Just love yourself. Accept it. Know you'll do better.
Ren, appreciate you.
Jazz, bro, thank you for the real conversation.
And thank you all for watching.
Yeah, dude, if anything, I hope everybody learns something fun about themselves.
Or if you just listen to this on your fucking commute to work or something.
Yeah, dude, we love you.
Fucking zoned
I
out.
fucking hope you kill it in every aspect of your life.
Rocco, thank you, man.
Thank you, sir.